Hi, welcome everyone. It's Meredith. I'm here with our message for Tuesday, the 8th of March, 2021. You know, we're checking into what's going on out there in the environment, the cosmic environment. What are the potential influences? What's on offer to us in the day? We are starting with Wisdom of the Oracle. 2 fell out of the shuffle, and we have Truth Be Told. And Exchanging Gifts. Beautiful cards, huh? I love the owls in this deck. There's not a lot of them, but they're just so sweet. Owls are another favorite creature of mine. Yesterday we had a baby elephant. Okay, anyway, truth be told, this card, are you telling yourself the truth about a situation, a circumstance? And let's also run it through the filter of the stories that we tell ourselves in belief system and potential programming from the way that our sphere of influence is influenced by the global community. What is the truth? What gets snagged in our ego? Where do we tell ourselves a tale, right? It's really comfortable to speak of such a consideration from where we stand in this moment, isn't it? It isn't until we are faced with something that's vexing us that we don't necessarily have clarity for where that vulture thought or the vulture thoughts start to circle. And that's where stories can come alive. A dear friend of mine asks often, is there anything I can do in this moment to make a change? It's a great question. How much energy would I want to invest in something that is unclear or uncertain? And then there's my favorite question. What have I not considered? How attached am I to turning over dramatic detail in my own vulture thought, to keep the vultures circling? I know, such sweet looking cards, right? For such potentially challenging messages, but without the challenge, how do we ever consider differently? How do we ever break beyond a limit or a boundary we may have unknowingly set for ourselves, or just accommodated because this is the way we were taught? This is how we emulated in our environment from our peers and our elders. So let's consider whether we are fully telling ourselves the truth in any given moment, challenged or otherwise. Are we speaking from the authenticity of our hearts? Then we have exchanging gifts, and that may be, in this scenario, a gift for us to exchange with those nearest and dearest to us, to those we love. The people that are cheering for us, that we are cheering for. When we bring something out into the light of day and mention that we're considering differently a tale we've always told ourselves. Just recently I had another friend share with me a story from her own past. And in consideration of that story, she realized that maybe lots of the pieces and parts were blanks that she had filled in. And some of them weren't even true. Some of these things did not even happen. So that's how a vulture thought undermines the truth. So let's be in consideration for it, because this is an exchange of gifts in bringing the light to old stories. We certainly see a lot of cards recently about this. How are we speaking over our life? What's our inner dialogue like? And what are we manifesting or creating? What seeds are we planting in the telling of these stories? So run it through your authenticity filter. Receive the gift of brilliant clarity and truth, and share that gift as well. Let's see what our angels and ancestors are whispering to us today. We have winter. Ooh. Take care of your needs. Yeah. Self-care. This is another gift, the gift of self-care, self-nurturing. We saw that yesterday with the medicine mother out of this deck, right? Honor your inner knowing. And when we are not in clarity or authenticity, our soulful presence knows that and nudges us into other situations and circumstances where we can be inspired to see things differently, to view things from a completely different, contrasting perspective. And I also feel a connection in these three cards to the number of times we've seen the moon recently. And the message on the moon has been profound in terms of there is something rising to the surface. There is something just below the surface that may be obscured slightly from our inner vision. And here we have these cards encouraging something out into the light of day. I feel that that emergence from the moon is happening for us, and it will bring great relief to us. Let's take a look at the tarot. We're using Sawyer's Path. You know, before I get into this, I have to share with you that, or I want to share with you, I desire to share with you that the artist that created Bonefire, Gabby Angus West, created another deck. It's called Tarot Avatara. I think that is the title of it. Only 1,000 of those decks were produced. And at long last, mine has arrived from Australia. So I am currently taking a look at those cards. It's a very detailed deck, just like Bonefire. Amazing color, vibrancy, artwork. So stay tuned because you will see it on the tarot table soon. And I'm really excited to share it with you. In the meantime, though, we're going to stick with Jamie Sawyer and Sawyer's Path. We had Pocket of Tears from that same artist yesterday, and we're here with one of our favorites, Sawyer's Path. So in the tarot today, ooh, you're going to love it. 7 of Cups. You know that sevens are all about bringing heaven to earth. So there is the silver lining on all of the sevens, whether they're challenging you or not. You're in a process of bringing heaven to earth. There may be some chaos and confusion as that happens, choices to be made. And the 7 of Cups indicates that we may have multiple choices before us. And we may have to narrow down the field so that we have a nice, clear point of focus. So our oracle cards come into play here significantly up against, or alongside rather, the 7 of Cups. And when you are faced with a decision on this 7, it is the prevailing answer to any uncertainty is choose love and follow your heart. So when you have multiple options before you and you're finding it difficult to choose or focus on just one, if that's the case, if you can't focus on them all, follow your heart and choose love. Go with the highest possible vibration. And coming with this is the World. So there's a cycle of fulfillment here. The World is the last card in the major arcana. So something's coming to a close just as something else is opening up. We've seen that. We saw the Death card yesterday. We've seen the Death card quite a bit recently anyway. We know that our foundation is being swept clean, prepared for what is becoming, what is evolving at this time. And the World is delivering the rewards of our effort, of our investment. So here again, we are having an opportunity to witness why it is so important for us to be in clarity, in the authenticity of our inner knowing and our truth, because this is yet another gift being exchanged between ourselves and the divine all that is. So making way on the foundation for what the World is delivering in connection to what we've been in manifestation for. Let's see what's next. Yeah, look at that. 3 of Wands. So I am in consideration of the 2 of Wands when I see the 3. And that's because of the World. On the 2 of Wands, you see the character on the card holding a globe between 2 wands, about to step through the portal, across the threshold into a whole new world order, a whole new world of opportunity, fresh starts, new beginnings. So Do you see how we're bringing heaven to earth in the completion of a cycle with the world, because we've already stepped beyond the threshold offered to us on the Two of Wands. And not only have we stepped across that threshold, we're putting down roots. We are in construction. This is us preparing, literally preparing our foundation for what we are in receiving for. Oh, gorgeous. Next two cards. Six of Coins. Now, I believe this one came out in yesterday's reading too. May have been on from the bottom of the deck in the unseen, but here it is in the body of the reading. So it's now clear to us that we are in a divine exchange of gifts. This is reciprocity. This is the harmony, the peace, the joy, the love, and the happiness, not only of balance, but of giving and receiving. Coming with it is the High Priestess. And there's the inner vision. There's the inner knowing. We had the Queen of Cups yesterday. In fact, we had the Queen of Cups, I believe, in the weekend reading. And then we had the Queen in yesterday's reading. Now we have the High Priestess alongside the Six of Coins. So there is great balance and harmony within our inner vision. So we can't look at a story we've told ourselves and be in alignment with it anymore if there are pieces and parts that are not exactly true. So the self-care in exchanging our gifts is to see that light and bring the clarity to the inner vision, the inner knowing. Now let's see what's on the bottom of the deck for today, because this is in the unseen. This is how, when we take a look at things in our integrity, when we run things through a more neutral, less dramatically charged filter, how we get clarity. So the universe is supporting us in, well, there's the Death card again. Hello, Scorpio. Oh, I like this. I really like that the Death card is now in the unseen, because it was our first card in yesterday's reading. So transformation continues. There are aspects of transformation that we don't see at the time, at this current moment, that the universe has well in hand for us. And there's a purification of energy on the Death card today. So this tells us that yesterday the Death card was showing up to clear the foundation for us for, again, what we are in receiving for. And intuitively, that feels for me that that process was a great success. Now a more purified and clear energy is emerging as a gift exchange for us from the Divine All. We may not necessarily see it coming, but our vision is much clearer, or becoming clearer in our transformation. Then we have the Hierophant. Again, I think we had this one recently, if not yesterday, then over the, not the weekend, Friday, I think it was. I don't know if I did a weekend reading. Regardless, here's the Hierophant. This is the weaving together of energies. So this is us in divine orchestration, participation with the universe. This is another sense of allowing what will be, to recall that we cannot miss what we are destined for. The universe is weaving the tapestry of our life in harmony with our heart space. Transformation, purification, the ability to look to our horizon and dream a dream, fulfill a vision, fulfill the world right there. So we are in this beautiful cycle of creation at this time. And there is transformation, transition, regeneration within the Death card, though that's all making way for this gorgeous foundation that we are creating. And then we have Judgment. So this card is about being called, having a new, fresh opportunity to answer the call of our own heart space, of the seeds we planted long ago. This is the universe, in a way, blowing its horn and saying, do you remember when? Do you remember when clearly, authentically, honestly? You're having another opportunity to recall and make change on what you recall. Ultimately, at the core of this reading is an invitation to upgrade our energy, feel like one more off the bottom. Oh, so worthwhile too. There it is. Ooh, and underneath it, huh? Wow, this is like a repeat. Okay, underneath it is the Two of Wands. That's the Ten of Cups. This is why I'm so excited. Ten of Cups, Two of Wands, which we were mentioning up here in the Three of Wands. And then after that, Justice. Holding the Ace of Swords, brilliant clarity, everlasting strength, truth, harmonization. So this is great confirmation to our Six of Coins. Great confirmation to our High Priestess. And I have to mention, you know, we've got the Death card and the High Priestess in the card reading again. You know this is a power pair when you see them on the table, at least in the readings I put out here on the channel. These two work flawlessly together. They are made for each other. Which reminds me of the Mythic Tarot and how the High Priestess is, you know, going down into Hades. Anyway, we'll have to do that deck soon. Regardless, we have the High Priestess and we have the Death card. The Death card sweeps away what the High Priestess allows us to see in the periphery and or on the horizon. And whatever that is, gives us the opportunity to see that it either aligns or does not align, that it is of service or it is not of service. And whatever is not of service, whatever does not align, the Death card is here to, along with Judgment, give us another pass at what is and how it is influencing our foundation, our choices that we're making there. Brings a brilliant clarity with the energy of Justice as well, and allows us to let go. Just let go of what doesn't flow. So our attachment to comfort and familiarity can bring uncertainty, and that's where these old stories can turn up. So the gift of self-care and looking authentically at our journey and our adventure allows us to make new choices, new decisions that help us bring heaven to earth. So that's where some of the chaos and confusion can come for us. Some of us wonder, you know, as we receive the reward of our prior effort, how that could ever involve chaos or confusion, because it was very clear to us in the beginning when we were planting those seeds of manifestation. None of us ever anticipated that it would create any kind of an upheaval whatsoever. There's the adventure in the journey. All right, let's do angel answers. How are the angels? What are the angels whispering to us today? What questions do you have? And what confirmations are you about to receive? Big happy changes, yeah. You know it. It's the happy that what? Right, makes the big changes. Next, we have look for a sign. High Priestess, you won't miss the sign. She won't let it go by you. All right. One more. Beautiful. This is really beautiful for us. Peaceful resolution. There it is. Go with the flow. See with brilliant clarity. Look at your stories that you tell yourself. Unplug from your own potential drama, right? And stay connected to bringing heaven to earth and receiving the rewards of your own investments. Final word on the reading, a point of contemplation from, this is nice, Divine Abundance. We have gratitude. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever you go. Yeah, we are the vehicle, channeling the wisdom of the universe, and we bring it wherever we go. Let's make sure it's clear. All right, everybody, have a beautiful Tuesday. You know it's my favorite day of the week. Thank you, as always, for being here, liking, sharing, subscribing, simply viewing the videos. It's deeply appreciated. And thank you so much for your comments. I am reading them. I love them. Keep them coming. Namaste.